Good evening, everyone. This is Anthony Wall Street Trader. It's 5:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, September 13th, 2021. This is not financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes. Click the subscribe and the bell if you want to be notified. This is Nucypher or NU. So click the thumbs up. Share the video. Let people know more about Nucypher. Intraday updates are in the Twitter link below if you want to subscribe to my tweets as well as see any major market moves. So anyway, let's move into Nucypher US dollar. So what's going on here? Like I said, there's nothing overall to panic about right now. There's nothing here that's showing me which way this thing's going. There is a slight chance that we could be slowly following this trend down. But again, we're starting to show that we're trying to get back over this dotted line. Hard to say, but when you look at the grand scheme of things and you look at the Nucypher relative to US dollars, what's very clear to me is this is just rounding errors down here, right? Because this is a bullish wedge. Normally what will happen is this should start making its trek back up. Now, we have to see how this plays out in the near term. There could be some small give up here for a little bit. I'm not 100% sure because the price action is just horrendous right at this moment. But that being said, in terms of when I say price action, I'm talking about short term. I'm kind of speaking to all of you short-term traders out there. If I'm a long-term holder, then I'm not going to worry about anything that I'm talking about here. So I'm just trying to give everyone a view over the coming few days. And it doesn't seem like there's anything specific screaming out which way this thing's going. So hard to tell on Nucypher US dollar, but then you go into the underlying pairs, and we're still on the trend up here. This is still a generally bullish trend. The dotted line is like the basement, as we called it last time, and then we called the solid line like the first floor. So right now, if you got in over here a little bit down there, you did pretty well. So we're back up. We're kind of flat on that dotted line right now at 686, 690. Look, we've been in worse cases before. We've been at 500 in the past. So look, I'm not worried about this one bit. I think we're going to continue up this trend, and we're going to continue to follow this pretty tightly. So bullish on Nucypher Bitcoin, so that's good. The Bitcoin US dollar pair, on the other hand, is sideways and is in a sideways chopping pattern. And well, as we mentioned a few days ago on September 10th, we mentioned that we might be in some sideways chop. And certainly we are in a sideways chop. No question about it. And as I also mentioned on the past video, which I'm going to re-mention here for those who weren't able to see it, is that this here was a chop that we had in the past also. This was back in May when all hell broke loose with Bitcoin and chopped around between 40,000 and 30,000. So this was also a chop very reminiscent to what's going on over here. It almost identical. It's like a mini-me chop over here to this earlier chop back earlier in the year in May. So again, like we have to keep an eye on this, but I think we're going to be chopping, and I think we're a consolidation pattern here, and we're going to continue to consolidate. I believe we'll eventually start lifting off again. So I'm sort of bullish Bitcoin, but again, we could be in for a few days more of chop and then the takeoff. We're trading around 45,000. We traded as low as 44,000 moments ago. So, you know, this thing's kind of volatile. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of churning in a 2% range or so. But keep your eye on this. This is definitely sideways chop in my view. Bitcoin dominance still going down. Nothing's broken here. Nothing's broken here. Stay with the trend. Stay with the trend. There's no reason to change course of action based on what you think might happen. Just wait till it happens, because right now the trend still indicating that altcoins will continue to gobble up dominance in the overall crypto market, and that's okay. It's bullish for if you're a Nucypher holder, you're bullish, especially if you think Bitcoin's bullish. You're going to be that much more. You're going to stand to benefit a lot more, assuming Bitcoin goes up. Anyway, so let's move in back to Nucypher US dollar again. You know, getting back over this dotted line would be great, but there's really nothing to see here, nothing to feel here, other than the longer term proposition, which should kind of bring us back up to 70 something cents at some point, which is a two handle on upward appreciation. But right now, it doesn't look it, only because we're looking on the day-to-day. And if we drill back down into it, this pattern is impossible to figure out. Nucypher Bitcoin, however, very possible to figure out. It's on an upward channel. Bitcoin in kind of tumultuous here.